Welcome to AI ConvoCast, where we bring you the latest in AI and tech innovation. Please don't forget to rate, review, and share if you like what you hear. Let's jump right in.
Today we will be covering 4 stories. NVIDIA putting its new Groq 3 LPX inference chip into full production to speed up AI agents. Anthropic giving Claude a portable memory that users can control. Meta reportedly preparing a paid AI agent called Hatch alongside a new model. And Thomson Reuters launching its own specialized legal model built for a fraction of frontier lab budgets. Let's start with NVIDIA. The company announced that its Groq 3 LPX, an inference accelerator built into its Vera Rubin platform, is now in full production. Nebius will be the first cloud provider to deploy it, and Groq itself is among the early adopters. Now, a quick translation. When people talk about AI, training is teaching the model, and inference is the model actually answering you. This chip is all about inference, and specifically about speed. Here's why that matters right now. AI agents don't just answer one question. They chain together hundreds or even thousands of steps to complete a task, and every tiny delay stacks up. So raw responsiveness, not just how smart a model is on paper, becomes the real bottleneck. NVIDIA is essentially trying to own both ends of AI computing, the heavy lifting of training and the fast, snappy inference that agents live or die on. On the numbers, NVIDIA reports around 3,400 output tokens per second running Gemma 4 on a large context window, and claims roughly 4 times the responsiveness of the nearest alternative, with the speed measurement coming from third-party benchmarking by artificial analysis. Those are still vendor-highlighted figures, so worth a grain of salt, but the pitch is captured well by Nebius CTO Daniela Stan, who said the goal is to make every step of an agent's loop feel instant. That's the whole game here. If agents are going to do real work for you, the waiting between steps has to basically disappear. Next up, Anthropic is expanding Claude's memory, under the banner, Claude's memory works everywhere, and you decide what's in it. The idea is that Claude now carries useful context across different Claude experiences, so you're not constantly re-explaining your projects, your preferences, or how you like to work. If you've ever had to brief an assistant on the same background 5 times in a week, this is aimed squarely at that annoyance. The interesting part is the second half of that title. Anthropic is putting a lot of weight on user control, letting you decide what actually gets remembered. That control emphasis is really the story. Persistent memory is quickly becoming the thing that separates one assistant from another, because models increasingly have access to similar tools. What sets them apart is whether the assistant actually understands your ongoing work. But there's a genuine trade-off here. People love not having to repeat themselves, but they don't want memory that silently profiles them or quietly infers things they never agreed to. Early user reaction reflects exactly that tension. Folks want the convenience, but they want memory to stay inspectable and removable rather than something the assistant just decides on its own. Anthropic leading with control rather than just capability is a direct answer to that worry. Now to Meta. And this one is based on reporting from internal documents rather than an official announcement. Meta is reportedly targeting late August or early September for a consumer AI agent called Hatch, tied internally to the codename OpenClaw, with a new model called Watermelon reportedly lined up for October. Meta hasn't confirmed any of this, but if accurate, it would mark Meta's clearest move to charge people directly for AI rather than treating Meta AI as a free feature to keep you scrolling. Reporting even indicates Meta has weighed tiered subscriptions, going as high as $199.99 a month, which would put its top tier right up against premium professional AI tools. What makes Hatch notable is what it's reportedly trained to do. It's said to interact with services like DoorDash, Etsy, Reddit, Yelp, and Outlook. That points to an action-oriented agent that can actually go do things across other websites for you, not just another chatbot you talk to. Ordering, browsing, managing your inbox, that kind of thing. The big caveat stands, though. This is roadmap reporting, so the dates, the pricing, and the capabilities could all shift before anything ships. Still, the direction is telling. Meta pricing an agent against premium tools suggests it thinks people will pay for something that takes actions rather than just gives answers. Finally, Thomson Reuters launched its first proprietary large language model, simply called Thomson. Instead of building from scratch, the company started with an open-source foundation and spent roughly $40 million on training, talent, and compute, drawing on its own deep libraries from Reuters, Westlaw, Practical Law, and Checkpoint. That's a very different bet from the frontier labs. Rather than renting intelligence from the biggest models, Thomson Reuters is specializing in existing foundation with proprietary data and expert-guided training, aiming for more control, lower running costs, and stronger performance in its specific domain, which is legal and professional work. On performance, the company says Thomson beat every frontier model it tested on a hard legal benchmark. The honest asterisk is that those claims mostly come from Thomson Reuters itself for now, which is why it's giving outside legal and AI academics access to evaluate the model independently. An important check before anyone takes the results as settled. The strategic point lands well in a line from CTO Joel Hron, who said Thomson shows there is another path beyond simply throwing bigger models, more compute, and more money at every problem. For companies sitting on decades of specialized, high-quality data, that's a compelling argument that owning a smaller, sharper model beats renting a giant general one.
Thank you for listening to AI Convo Cast. Please don't forget to rate, review, and share if you like what you hear. Thanks and hope to see you again next time.